Twister is a movie that I was kind of interested in seeing. I hadn't really seen Twister until like very recently, like a week ago, and then I bought the 4K, rewatched it a couple days. Well, actually, no, the day before I saw this movie. Well, yeah, it was Monday. It's a couple days before I went to go see this one, and I really enjoyed that movie, and I kind of was kicking myself for not having seen it before. And I had nothing but great things about this movie all weekend. Didn't have time to go watch it right away, unfortunately. So I went to go see it, and unfortunately, I did not like this movie as much as everybody else. Let me start with what I like before I kind of get into some of my negatives. I like Glenn Powell. I think he's a great up and coming star that actually has a lot to offer in the movies that he's in, and some of the things he's doing are really unique. This is not one of those, but he's still an entertaining, charismatic actor that I think, he's fun to watch in this movie. In fact, all the cast in this movie is a lot of fun to watch. Some actors I really enjoy. Like I said, Glenn Powell. You got Anthony Ramos. Excuse me for pronouncing that name. He's a really fun actor. I really enjoyed him in Into the Heights and other stuff. So he's fun. He's fun in Rise of the Beast, even though he's not, it's not a great movie, but he's fun in that movie and plays around with that. So he's fun here. Some of the soundtracks nice and fun, and it's and I do like that this movie feels like a throwback to a '90s era of movie. Part of that is it's Twisters. It's based on that first movie, playing around in that. But still, I appreciate that. And that's pretty much it. I will say, if this movie looks fun to you, go watch it. Because I will, like, this is an entertaining movie. It's a fun movie. It's got an energy to it, right? I'm not trashing this movie. I think my thing with this movie is this movie falls into a trap that sequels tend to fall into. And some people are debating, like, is this a sequel? Is it a reboot? I'm just going to call it a sequel because it's literally Twister, but with an S at the end. If Aliens is a sequel to Alien, then it's same thing. I don't know. I don't know. That's just the way I see it, and I'm going to treat it like that. But but this is something that doesn't get talked enough about with sequels. Sequels don't have to recapture the original. They just have to retain enough elements of the first movie that made it good, and then expand on that. Like Aliens, for example, is a really good movie. Aliens is not the same as Alien. It has a more action focus. But it still does enough of its own thing, retains some of the things that you like from the original, and expands about it. Twisters really doesn't do that. Twisters is literally just Twister again, but with different people who have slightly different technology, and it's slightly more modern. That's literally just it. And I know some people have described that as well, don't fix it if it's not broken. And it's not so much that the formula's it's not so much that I'm complaining that the formula is broken. It's more that I wanted them to expand this franchise. If you're going to dig up this old movie, because it is an old movie, it's almost 30 years old now. It might actually be 30 years old. I'm not exactly sure the exact age of Twister, but if you're going to dig that out of the depths, bring it back, then do something interesting with it. And they really didn't do that for me. I just saw this older movie I already liked done again in, I'm not going to lie, really effective fashion, right? In the same way where I can watch The Force Awakens and have a lot of fun with that, but as soon as I'm done out of that theater, I'm going, oh, that was just A New Hope again. And it wasn't interesting. It wasn't bold. There's things I like about that movie. I'll probably rewatch that movie, but it's still not taking anything forward. It's just taking shit back. And that's not what a sequel is supposed to do. I think people sometimes want their sequels to do that because that's part of the reason why this movie's doing good. So a lot of people love Twister and they want to see Twister again, but that's not really something I want. I want to expand. I want to do more with this. And I'm not really sure how you would have done that with this type of franchise, but at the same time, that's what I felt watching this movie. I'm like, I felt sitting there for 2 hours and 2 minutes while the movie played of like, I've seen this before. Let me just go home and rewatch it. So that's my thought process.